Welcome back to ReikiCafe Radio. I'm your host, Christine Renee, and we are continuing our energetic protection talk. This is becoming a series because it is a popular topic. And so today we're going to really dive into the ultimate key to energy protection. And it all comes from within. And so when we can understand our own energy field and our own internal energetics, we're going to have that experience on the outside. And so this is why you will hear me time and time again say self-care is so important. Our self-Reiki practice, making sure we're taking care of our physical well-being, as well as our emotional well-being, as well as our energetic well-being. So they're all tied together. And so today I really want to talk and share with you not only some personal experiences, but really kind of diving into the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the chakra that really illuminates who we are and who we are not. And this is our place of sovereignty. This is our place of claiming this is my energy. This is who I am. This is my strength. This is my power. This is my motivation. This is my representation of how I want to present myself to the world. And when we're in alignment with knowing who we are with that solar plexus chakra energy, things can be a lot easier when it comes to our protecting ourselves and having that field of energetic protection around us. So first off, let me just tell you a little bit more about solar plexus energy. Solar plexus energy really hones in onto your identity level. So if you believe that you are weak, you're fragile, that you don't know enough, that you're struggling, that whatever it may be, fill in the blank, that I am a victim, then that is how, in the energetics of the world, how you're going to respond to the energy, external energy, and that's going to represent to match what energy of who you believe you are. You're going to be offered opportunities to continue to learn, to shift out of that identity field of victim. And so when we believe that we aren't worthy of love, that we're not worthy of the life that we want to live, our dreams, our hopes, our desires, and that we are victim to time, to the past, to whatever it may be, we energetically are making ourselves small. And so in the solar plexus, if we are identifying as a victim that, you're not worthy of to have the life of your dreams, whatever it may be, you're in a state of contraction. You're in a state of a smaller energetic field because you're not remembering who you are in the energetic sense. Remembering that you are a divine light of divine, of source, of creator, that you're denying that you are part of this earth, that you are born of the earth. And in that, she provides everything for you. Everything that we have comes from her. And so when we forget our root chakra, that earth chakra beneath our root chakra, that connection with our earth energy, as well as we're forgetting our eighth energy field, our eighth chakra above our crown chakra, that connection with divine energy, we can feel out of alignment. We can feel that we're constantly making ourselves small because we've forgotten our truth of who we are and why we are here and what the bigger purpose is and what our mission is and what our soul agreements have been of why we are here at this specific time, this specific place, in this specific energetic home that we have created. So even the earth, she knows when you were born and what features of the earth are going to be around you. So for example, if you have trees outside and we're not connecting with them, we're not grateful for their presence in our life, the green grass, the creek, whatever it may be, like she's trying to provide you a gift, the gift of shade, the gift of connection to nature. And so if we forget that we are of the earth, we're forgetting our true energy source that is connected to the earth. And so if we remember that we are earthlings, beyond everything else, we are born of this earth and she is providing for us. And so if we can remember, the earth provides. The earth will always provide what I need. The earth will provide my sustenance as well as my home, as well as the money resources that I need to create the life that I want. And so there's the base, there's the root chakra. And in that root chakra, we can also step into a place of remembering our ancestors, those who have come before us, who have made the way so that we can live this life at this next evolutionary stage of Earth. And so our ancestors are still praying for us. Our ancestors want us to live a fulfilled life and to succeed. And so that when I talk about ancestors, I'm not talking about the loved ones who have passed recently. I'm talking about generations upon generations ago who are in our energetic field, who we can call upon as a spirit guide, who are our loving ancestors. Not all of our ancestors wish the best for us, but many of them did. And so we want to go to them and go, how do I persevere? You persevered in your lifetime. How may I persevere in my lifetime? And using them as a resource. They really are available to support us and heal us and help us move forward when we connect to the earth energy and knowing that our ancestors walked on this earth as well, and they have wisdom to share with us. So that understanding their strength and their wisdom is going to help us move beyond the fear, move beyond the constriction to knowing that there's someone who's loving us, who wants to see us succeed. And so in that space of moving from constriction into expansion, what does that look like? What other guides, power animal support team, spiritual support team do you have that can help remind you who you truly are? And that's what we're looking for. We want to call upon our spirit team, our guides, our helpers that are going to help remind us why we have come to this earth during this time and really show us these are the lessons that we need to learn to break the cycles, to break the habits, the limiting beliefs and patterns that are in our life so that we can come into an expanded state of energy. And so when we start calling on help, there is power in that. When we call upon help, they have permission to intercede in our lives. So we have that free will that we're working with to going, I'm available. I had a student ask me today that, she has her guides with her, even though she hasn't specifically asked for them. And I'm like, yeah, of course. You've been in our training for the last 6 months. So you've developed relationship with them. You have given them free will permission to be there with you whenever you need them, throughout all of your daily life. And you've already given them that permission, that blanket permission to be with you. And that's very different from someone who doesn't work with guides, helpers, healers, archangels, whatever it may be, who they need to ask for help. They need to ask for the permission. But by being in our programs, she's already done that from the start. We've already asked for all of our guides. So when we call on the directions, we're calling in our helpers. We're recognizing that they're there. We're doing activating actions to give them gratitude for being in our life. And so when we are really strong in the identity of I'm independent, I can do this by myself, I don't need anybody else's help, I'm going to prove my worth, et cetera, and you're doing it from a very driven, alone place, your guides are going to be hanging out on the sidelines going, well, she clearly doesn't want any help, so I can't help her. Versus, yo, Archangel Michael or Eagle or Bear or whoever your spirit team may consist of going, I need support in my life, and this is what I need. You're going to have a very different interaction with the spirit world when you are calling upon and asking for the help and then giving gratitude for it. That's how we're going to build up our energetic protection is giving our free will, explicit asking for help, giving them permission to intercede in our life. That's energy protection. Right. And so having these rituals, having these occasions where you're consistently working and developing that relationship can really help in the overall state of being of who you are into that state of expansion and that state of willingness to expand your energetic field and not be in a state of fear and a state of contraction. Okay. Continuing on with that, when we remember who we are, that I am a divine being of light, I am created by the earth, and I am powerful manifester. This is who I am, and have it be these positive statements. We come in a space of really expanding our energetic field, and it can start in the solar plexus. It could start in the heart chakra. But when we focus in on this is who I am, and you're claiming your sovereignty, you're claiming that truth, then you get into this energetic experience of pushing your energetic field out. And so you're making your auric field bigger. And in that bigness, you are feeling strong and confident and clear. That's going to push away any kind of energetic interference. So there's a lot of times that there's energetic interference coming in that we don't even recognize. This is the doubting parent. This is the criticizing friend. This is the partner who is making fun of your spiritual activities, whatever it may be. And if they're able to push in on those limiting beliefs that you have held and believed to be true from your past, they're going to weaken your energy field, because there's a part of you who are in your solar plexus that's saying, they're right. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy to do this work. Who am I to start a Reiki business, or whatever it may be? Anything that's making your energy contract is what we need the energetic protection from, including the people in our life. So sometimes the energetic pressures of coming in may be these intrusive entities, but most of the times it's coming in from people who have thoughts, these negative thoughts, and they're using these thoughts as a weapon, not usually intentionally. I'm not saying they're doing it intentionally. They might be doing it because they're jealous or envious, or that they're worried for your safety, or whatever it may be. But they're taking you outside of who you are, your internal truth. And so when we allow that pressure from other people to influence our thoughts and behaviors, that's when they become intrusive thoughts. We're allowing it in. And I have to say that again, we are allowing it to influence us. So when we have people who say negative things about us, we accept it, we are giving it free will permission to move into our energy systems, instead of going, I disagree with that. I'm not going to take that as my truth. That might be your truth, but that's your story. Don't project it on mine. When we can stand in our truth of who we are, and know that, like 100% know that I am a divine being of light. I'm here for reason and purpose. This is my truth. This is who I am. Then when someone says something negative about you, or judges you, or worries about you, or whatever it may be, it doesn't affect you, because that's their stuff. That's their problem. And what happens is when you come into that energetic state of not caring about where they are, you're not caring about what they have to say about you, what their opinion is of you. When you go, that's their business, not mine. It's not my business to have to take on your opinions. That's not my business. When you're really clear in that, then what happens is that you're allowing yourself to stay into your expanded energy state and move forward with clarity and confidence, with your guides showing up for you. And I love the way this works, because once you can see it, once you can see, I don't have to accept that. That is not my truth. And so I'm going to say, no, that's not my truth. And what happens is you're maintaining your frequency, you're maintaining your vibration. And what happens is when you're so out of sync with these people in your life who are condemning you, or saying nasty things about you, or undermining the belief of who you are, whatever it may be, because we're out of frequency with them, they will start to fall away. That once they know they can't change your mind or influence you, then they will find themselves in a different friend group, or a different community, or a different marriage, or whatever it may be. Like, you'll be shifting out of those relationships because you're holding such a high vibration that they don't want to be around you anymore, because you're not easily able to be pushed around, because you know who you are, you know why you're here. And so I love to give this a reminder. I can tell this story over and over again, because when we hold our truth, then we can take that truth and move it up into our throat into that throat chakra and clearly communicate our needs and find the people who are in energetic alignment with us, where when you have two people together or three people together or four people together, or how many big the group gets, and you're all in this knowingness, this is my truth, this is who I am. One, the conversations become really interesting because you're all energetically supporting each other, staying in an expanded energy. You're also able to really help support each other and recognizing this might be a weak spot for you. I love you and I want to see you in that healing process. How can we support you in releasing that limiting belief that's still hanging on? It's causing a weak link. And if you're in that aligned state of knowing who you are, you're willing to undergo the personal growth, the spiritual growth, the processing it takes to get there to that place of, yeah, I want to be in a continued state of learning, a continued state of growing. And I'm not going to let someone else hold me down and hold me back. You have cheerleaders in your life instead of people who are naysayers or the nitpickers or the negative people, right? And so you'll start honing in on your true community, your true relationships, your true possibilities, and it feels good. Now, with that being said, it can take a while. It can take a while. So if you're in the process of healing and doing your work and recognizing when people say things and going, you know what, I'm not really uncomfortable when you say things like that because I don't believe that's true. And I'm not going to let that influence my energy anymore. So you can believe whatever you want to believe, but I'm going to live my life the way I believe my life should be lived. That dynamic of separating yourself out away from the people who are holding you energetically down, there's your boundaries. That's solar plexus. Energetic boundaries is a huge solar plexus piece. And then when you're bringing it up into your throat and communicating those boundaries, you're not just cutting people out of your life. That isn't the most aligned state way to do that. So when our solar plexus is in alignment and we're bringing our truth up through our heart of compassion and voicing it, this is my needs, desires, and wants, then we're really open to the opportunity to also listen to where they're coming from, using I feel words, pointing things back to myself. I feel uncomfortable when you make a statement like that because I don't believe it's true. I request that you keep your opinions about my spiritual practice to yourself. Something to that effect, where you're really able to not go, you, and you're not pointing fingers at someone, but you're really taking responsibility for your own words, for your own actions, and for your own sovereignty. And when you're with respectful people, they'll be able to receive that, right? And so, and there will be a time of release and letting go. And once again, that solar plexus, we're releasing and letting go and not being attached to, this is my parent, I have to keep showing up for these holiday events, or I have to let my mom, energetically beat me up because of all the negative things she says about me. Whatever that is, you are worthy to take a stand in your energy to go, I'm not available for this anymore. This is who I am. And if you have a problem with that, then I don't need to attend this anymore. So, and what I found is while I was working through this process, a lot of my relationships responded really well because oftentimes, especially in the family dynamics, when we go to a family group, whether it's a reunion or a holiday or whatever it may be, they know who you are based on what your past experiences have been with them, right? And so when you show up in a new energy and say, this is who I am, they have to start changing their mind. If you stop showing up as your 16-year-old self, if you stop showing up as your 10-year-old self, they'll stop treating you that way. They'll be like, oh, she's matured, she's grown up, she's learned some lessons. And that those old tricks of, teasing her or pushing her buttons won't work anymore. And so then they'll either they'll get bored and go do something else, right? Because the energy doesn't match anymore. The lesson has been learned and completed. So the soul agreement is like, well, it's done, right? You learned it. You were moving on. And so we're watching our behaviors, our voice, our language. And while we do so, especially when we go into these opportunities of learning, is the best way to think about it, energetically power up. Before you go into it, state your name. State your name and go, I am a goddess. I am a brilliant white light of energy. I am a healing practitioner. I am whatever it may be, and feel your energetics expand. In that process, calling in your spirit guides, your spirit team, your power animals, your loving ancestors, those who want to be with you, to walk with you in that process, is going to be helpful. And so they want to shine the light on you and to deflect any of that negative energy that comes up so that you can maintain your truth of who you are. And so anytime that you are feeling under attack energetically, the question is, what button did someone just push? Because that was the way in. So oftentimes this can be even if they're a couple people talking about you to each other, you're feeling it. You're hello empaths, right? We're feeling this negative energy radiating from that group of people, and just being like, that's their story. They can live their story. I don't care. The more we can detach and let go and not care about what they are saying and what they are doing, the better off we will be as maintaining our energetic autonomy. Okay. And so having that power up ritual, and that's what I really like to call it. Like, we're powering up. We're plugging into divine source energy. We're grounding our feet down into the earth. We're calling our guides forth. We're calling in our higher truth. We're focusing in at that solar plexus energy. We're bringing it up into our heart. We might even expand from the heart energy and going, I am a light being of love. And for me, when I work in the heart space, I'm really calling upon that Metatron's cube, that Star of David, that Merkaba energy, and just really envisioning that Merkaba encapsulating my energy. So I'm seeing myself inside the Merkaba. So the Merkaba looks like a 3D dimensional Star of David. So you've got two pyramids. You have one that's above your head pointing down at the earth that goes underneath your feet. And then you have another one that's at the earth and the pyramid base is there and the point is above your head. And so then we're spinning those pyramids opposite of one another. So it's creating this vortex within it. And I love this exercise because as you sit within that Merkaba with this vortex spinning, you have one pyramid moving, clockwise, and you have the other one moving counterclockwise. Energetically, what it can feel like is any connected cords, any attachments that we have are being quickly snapped off, because it's spinning and it's clearing anything in your energetic field that doesn't serve you. And so in that Merkaba, we can be in a state of meditation, a state of peace, and connected with divine source energy. From here, we can get into this full state of expansion to allow ourselves to be in a place of peace and a high vibration, to allow that divine guidance to come through, to have the downloads to come through, to communicate and connect with that source energy. And all of that is going to be for our highest good. So when we can get into those energetic states, and so this is just one example of how do you get into a high vibe state. This is a really fantastic activating action to release attachments, to release those energetic cords that may be coming in from other people that you just want to clear out, right? So when we're in this state, we can start claiming our intentions, our manifestations, our desires, and putting that out into the world, putting that into your energetic field is this is what I am available for. And so we have a lot of tools and rituals and practices that can be fantastic for energy protection. And there's going to be a lot less work if we do this work, if we do the internal exercises to go, what do I need to learn? What do I need to heal? How can I take responsibility for my actions, my sovereignty, my words, my contribution to the world? How am I taking responsibility for that? And what am I ready to let go of? What attachments are holding me back to the past, to a state of I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of the brightest, best life for me, my grandest version of who I am. And how can I let those go so I can radiate in expansion? And that's where we want to get to. That's that internal truth. And when we can exist in that state, we thrive. It's no longer about surviving this life. It's about thriving in this life and cultivating joy and cultivating love and cultivating healthy relationships and connections and having positive family dynamics and not getting attached to other people's voice, behaviors, actions. Like that's their stuff. And so how can we move into not getting attached to what other people think, what other people's words are, so that we can live our highest truth and negate that process? Like, how do we move through that process? So I'm hoping this helps you in your practice. Let us know. Feel free to join us over at Reiki Cafe Community, our Facebook group. Feel free to comment below. We would love all of the follows and likes. They really help support bringing our message out into the world. And until next time, have a great day.